How is this all going?
It's challenging. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's so rewarding and so much fun.
Well, I was just seeing you go around the ice just then, and you are very graceful.
Yeah, that sort of dancing on ice brings that side out in you.
And at the very beginning, she surprised all of us, including myself, because, you know, she can dance. She's got rhythm. And the first routine, the first thing she said to me was, I want to end in the splits. And I'm like, you can do the splits? And she was like, yeah. Dropped down in the splits. I'm
No
like,
way.
Yeah.
That's in.
You're going to see me in, like, Blades of Glory too. I will be picked for the new movie.
Do you see yourself as a modern-day Torvill and Dean?
Do you know what? I got a really good relationship with Torvill and Dean. So, yeah, they probably will be booking me for their next tour.
My goodness, you are looking svelte, you are looking toned, your body has totally changed shape.
I've always had a big butt, but now I've definitely got a Beyonce butt.
Check that out!
I feel a lot more confident. I definitely feel fitter, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
So America.
America.
What's your plans? What's your plans?
It's kind of got a bit out of proportion. I mean, I signed with the agent a year ago.
Right.
And it was in the press for some reason a few weeks ago. And, yeah, it's just, I have got an agent over there. I'm going over there in a few weeks.
Great.
Just to explore options and stuff. I don't know if... I've always kind of sung and danced and did this and that. So I kind of feel like in the entertainment world, that's what I love. And, you know, who knows?
Who knows? You're quite right. You don't want to be sitting to yourself and saying, you know what, I wish I'd grabbed that opportunity. You know, I mean, TOWIE's given you the opportunity to do these things. Why not?
Absolutely. TOWIE's opened up amazing doors for me and, you know, a lot of the other guys and girls.
Well, we saw Michelle there, and of course she's from Manchester, and of course she's worked in Coronation Street. And this hellish events yesterday have just affected everyone, haven't they?
I honestly just feel devastated. I mean, my love, I was going to say at the top of this, you know, I'm speaking about something positive today, but it feels so odd on the tone of the events at the minute. It's just devastating. And yes, Michelle is from Manchester, and I was actually there all weekend this weekend working. It's one of my favourite cities.
You know, it was targeted at little girls mainly.
I mean, it breaks my heart, this kind of thing all over the world every day, but the fact that it was aimed at a concert where you know it's going to be full of children and young girls, it's just inhumane, quite frankly.
What it has done is brought everyone together, in a sense, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Which is something that you can kind of hang on to, I guess.
Did you see all the crowds in Manchester?
Amazing.
It fills you with...
Amazing. And as you said, it's such a great city. It's such a great city.
It's amazing. I love it there.
I do.
It's fabulous.
I do.
One thing I'll say about Manchester in particular is everyone is so lovely and welcoming.
Absolutely. It reminds me a bit of Glasgow, that you could be standing at the bus stop or waiting for a train or something, and people chat away to you.
Yeah,
you know, they just blether.
London's very much more like you're on the tube and nobody even looks at each other.
I know, but it's good as that, and that's the way ahead. We just have to really get on with it, don't we? Just have to. That's all that you can do. Now, look, inevitably, everybody said the reason you're not coming back is because of your... because of ours. Is that anything to do with it?
Do you know what? That went everywhere because of when I announced that I was taking a break from the show. It was announced that James was returning, but I didn't realise that he was even returning. And when that press surfaced, I called him and I just said, look, I just want you to know, like, I haven't stropped off the show because you're returning. You know, I would have filmed alongside him. Maybe, you know, it's a sign that I made the right decision because maybe it might have been a little bit uncomfortable, but that was no way in my decision-making at all. And do you know what? I'm so happy that he is returning to the show because for him, that was like his massive passion. And I think that he needs to be back where he belongs, and he belongs on TOWIE a lot more than I do. He loves it.
He does, actually, and it's really good to see him looking so well, and he's got his act together.
Yeah, completely.
Because you guys, you've been through so much together.
Oh, gosh, haven't we, Lorraine? Do you remember when we came on the show and we were like, that's it, we're going to stay together forever? And then 6 months later, oh, there it is. Look.
I remember,
And then 6 months later, I came on, I was like, yeah, it's off again.
But you'll always be pals. Look, the very fact you can pick up the phone him up and say, look, all that stuff in the papers is nonsense.
Completely.
The fact you can do that's great.
Do you know what? We went through so much together that I would hate to look back on it and have, like, bitter memories and look back on it and feel negative about it. I think everything in life happens for a reason. I learnt so much with my relationship with James, and I will look back on it and remember the good times. But
that's the best.
It's just not meant to be anymore.
Not meant to be.
That's it. I will never, ever... I won't come on again and say that's it, we're back together.
I've obviously been in situations on reality TV where I've been in difficult situations where I'm having arguments, and I just kind of wanted to do something a bit more light-hearted, have a laugh, not take things too seriously. And this show is definitely, like, would show a more funnier side to me. So,
I mean, I did it to pay for my roof terrace in Spain, but apart from that, I did have a fabulous time, though.
Yeah, but I was going to say, you love the countryside.
Oh,
I mean, you're
I
a bit
live
of
in a farmhouse.
Yeah.
I do live in a farmhouse, but, you know, I no longer own the land isn't mine, so I'm surrounded by farms, and I absolutely adore animals. You know, I've got my 2 babies, my 2 dogs, who are my life, you know. But it was, for me, you know, the smells and everything were all very similar, but yeah, it was a wonderful experience to do with these guys, you know, because we were all very different. And it's a fun, joyous show, but there are moments where I think you'll be quite surprised at, you know, some of the things we had to do. And also the things we actually learned. We do retain some things.
Yeah, I guess it's probably easier than being in TOWIE, to be fair. I think I'd do the farm quicker.
Yeah, it was a lot easier.
Yeah, and you got paid more as well. You don't get paid nothing for TOWIE, do you? I mean...
You're sort of done with TOWIE now, though, aren't you, Megan? It's like, that's sort of over, isn't it?
Do you know what? I wanted to leave just because I want to focus on my music and obviously like releasing the book, and I'm releasing an album coming up to the end of the year, and I just want to really focus and kind of stay out of negativity. But yeah, and I feel like I've got my head screwed on.
Yeah.
Babe, why do you be in TOWIE? You've got a hair range, a fashion range, a top-selling book. You've got a singing career. I mean, why do you want to stay there for £50 a week?
What more?
You get criticised for posting pictures of you breastfeeding, which I think is terribly unfair.
I don't get it.
Because it's the most natural thing in the world. It's an amazing thing to do. It's a great bond. And if you're lucky enough to be able to do it, I know some women can't. I think these images are incredibly positive.
Yeah, that's what I think. I don't really understand it. I don't post that I breastfeed all the time, but as and when I do, I only do it.
That's a gorgeous picture.
I only do it really because where I have got a platform and I am a young mum, I feel like there's not enough of it sometimes. And I think that so many young mums don't really know that that's another option, and it's such an amazing thing to do. I feel like it's getting the word out there, and so many young mums have been like, I never ever would imagine that I breastfeed, and there's like, because of how open you are and watching the show, and they do, and I think that's what I want to do.
No, that's brilliant. It really, really is. And equally, we have all done it. I've got gorgeous pictures of my little girl when she's little in the bath, you know, with the soap suds on the hair and the spikiness. And you post a picture of your little girl, and you got a backlash, and I just don't get that.
Do you know what? I just thought it was such a cute, funny...
It was the cutest. It was lovely.
Yeah, like, I didn't see anything, like, negative when I posted the picture. And obviously, I think, you know, once one person makes a negative comment, then it sort of opens the door for so many other people to do it. And the online's picked up on it, and it was I find it uncomfortable. I think that people that even suggest, I think that's a little bit
There's
strange
something wrong
sometimes.
with them.
Yeah, I think.
Something wrong
Why
with
are you
them.
even saying
Like,
that?
it was just an innocent
nice picture.
We've all got them. We've all done it. We absolutely have. Do you ever get used to having cameras following you all the time? Do you ever just think to yourself, oh, for goodness sake, I'm going to sit and watch Coronation Street eating beans and toast, go away and leave me alone?
The cameras follow my life. Obviously, they're not there, you know,
all the time.
You know, first thing in the morning, and you know, when I'm showering on the toilet, they're not there all the time. But you know, they follow what's going on in my life, what's important. So, yeah, and I think with me, I am quite honest, and I do think if you're going in to do a reality show like this, you almost do have to give up a lot because you have to be 100% honest. If you're holding things back, I think the viewers can kind of sense that. And, you know, so I've been told from the public, that's what they get from the show. It's a real kind of honest perspective from a single parent.
Your life is out there. Everything is out there, everything good and bad.
Yeah.
And you will at one point have to sit this little one down and talk to her about her dad and about all sorts of things. Or you just show her the shows. Maybe you just show her that.
I think, you know, the shows are, they're wonderful that I have all of that to show her when she's older. Nice memoir.
You talked about reaction from the public. A lot of it is very positive. Of course it is. But inevitably, as you know, the whole social media thing can be a very, very dark place, Ferne. It really can. How do you cope with that? Do you just ignore it? You don't see it? Or what do you do?
I think, you know, some comments do really hurt. You know, if you sit there and dwell, it can be so hurtful. You just have to remind yourself that these are like keyboard warriors. They don't know anything about your life. Funnily enough, the public have been a huge support. And social media, you know, so many, particularly single parents, have got in touch with me and, you know, have said, you know, you're great, I can really relate to you, and they've been such a huge support, but you do get the nasty trolls.
And unfortunately, you can get 100 lovely ones, and then the one horrible one will just cut you to your... You'll get scared in your heart,
hurts.
you know?
The thing is, you know, when you're on TV or in the public eye, you kind of have to expect it. Even me, when I'm watching a show, Twitter is a platform. You're going to go for a little walkies. Twitter is a platform for us all to join in on the conversation. Sometimes I could be watching something and it might, you know, oh, no, that's not right. Yeah. And it sparks a conversation. You just have to grow a thick skin, turn a blind eye.
I think so. You're adorable, aren't you? You're an absolute cutesy pie.
She needs a tissue. Sorry, we've both got colds right now.
Fine. She's
some
fine.
water.
They're allowed to be like that. It's absolutely fine.
What do you think about it all now, then? It was very much part of your life. You've been there for a long time.
I've been there for so many years now, and, do you know, I still love it, and I feel so grateful that we get to go away together, we work together, and for every... I mean, obviously, when you're going through bad times on it, you go through ups and highs and lows, but that's the same in any job. But, yeah, I just think it's become such an iconic show, and our following of people that started watching this show years ago have literally grown up and they've seen us warts and all, relationship dramas, friendship fallouts, and, yeah, I still pinch myself, really, that we're still here 9 years later.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a huge show, and it does give you all platforms to do other things. And I know you're very passionate about Bobby's spill, Bobby, and well, I'll let you remind people exactly what that is. But you wouldn't have that without the backing of your following, I guess.
Completely, and I feel that's one of the best things that can come from having a voice and having a platform. And I always said if I could help one person. So I think I love social media. It's such a massive part of our lives. But there's a dark side to it as well. So when it comes to trolling, and I've had some horrendous things said to me, and it's always kind of generally about my sexuality, and, I mean, I've had death threats, I've had awful stuff, which no one should have to receive. But, I mean, I've got a thick enough skin that, I mean, it's still not pleasant, but I can deal with it. But there's people out there that really can't, and I thought, if I can try and make a change, so I started my petition, and I kind of just want to make trolling and online homophobic, like, abuse a crime, and went to Downing Street. I've been to Houses of Parliament for the debate, and I'm so grateful that it's been taken seriously, and so many MPs have backed it. And I think that's the beauty of a show like TOWIE. Yeah. We have such a diverse audience, and people can look and realise that they're not the only ones going through something. And I think, look, just be kind. I don't know why anyone feels the need to be so vile online, because 99% of them people would never say that in the street or on the central line. So, but behind a keyboard, they think that's OK.
Yeah. No, it's very, very, very true.
I've been actually pulling for like 20 years. Really? So it's like a lifetime. I began when I was about 7 or 8, and I've just done it my whole life. Yeah. And now I'm at the point where, for me, it's like comfort and it's just a habit.
Yeah, yeah, because you've tried various remedies over the years to, in some way, stop it, curtail it, fix it, and nothing's really helped so far.
Yeah, so when I was a teenager, I tried hypnotherapy, and they started growing back, and then when I stopped the hypno, I picked them all out again. So I've recently started hypno again, and I just don't know if that's the right route for me. So, like, recently, I've been seeing, like, a mental health awareness, like, life coach, and I feel like I've got so much more out of that in just a couple of sessions than I have the hypno. I think it's just what works for you.
It's a very personal thing, isn't it?
It is a very personal thing, and you have to go all the way back to childhood and find where that trigger is, and you just have to, like, deal with that, and then you kind of have to, like, face it.
Yeah, work backwards almost,
yeah.
Well, you say the trigger. What do you think that was? Is there a point that you recognise as being the trigger?
Definitely. So when I was younger, I was really close to my dad, Dave, and he went to prison and got sentenced for a very long time. And I took that quite hard, but I was only little, so I didn't really understand. I just thought, oh, my dad's gone.
Yeah, but he wasn't there.
Yeah, he wasn't there, he's gone. And then one afternoon, a family friend come round, little girl. She was like, oh, did you know that if you pull out your eyelashes to make a wish, the wishes come true? Oh. So me being a little girl, like, thinking, wow, this is like, you know, this is what's going to bring my dad home. So I used to pick out my eyelashes, make the wish for my dad to come home from prison, and then obviously hope for it to be true. So that, it's actually really traumatic for, like, a little girl, my mum to go for, obviously. But then I suppose since I don't really relate to that anymore now, because where I've been doing it for so long, it's like now it's just a habit. But actually, that is where it that was my trigger, and that's where it stemmed from.
So you have got that moment to
Yeah,
to pinpoint.
definitely, yeah.
How can you describe how you feel before you do it, during and after? Is there a sensation?
Yeah, so it's really weird. So I do it kind of subconsciously. So I only do it when I'm relaxing. I do it in my sleep.
Oh, right.
Yeah, like it's a nightmare. I do it in my sleep. So that's what's really hard, and that's why it's a tricky one, because like, for example, when I first met Paul, my partner, he was like, can't you just stop? You need to stop doing it. Like, stop picking out your eyelashes. And I was like, yeah, but I do it in my sleep and subconsciously.
Because you'd think that would wake you up.
Yeah,
but
of course.
obviously you're so used to doing it.
And then now he really understands it, and he's, like, supporting me all the way, and he's trying to help me, because now he gets it. But, like, yeah, so so I'm relaxing, I might feel my eyes, and I have to, like, feel for the right one. It sounds really weird.
No, not at all, but it's...
And then it's like, when it's the right one, I just pick it out. But because my follicles are so weak, it just comes out, and it feels nice. I don't know, like, if people like picking off their mascara or whatever, it just feels nice.
Yeah.
But obviously it's a comfort for me.
Yeah.
If I'm stressed, or, you know, when it's my downtime, because I'm always so busy with the kids and work. It's like, yeah, it's like my relaxing time.